The warning sirens screamed across the plains. Hut.One looked up from his workbench and checked the monitors. Red lights blinked everywhere. Another plasma storm was coming, and this one looked bad. He moved quickly through his small hut, securing loose equipment and checking the reinforced walls. The wind already howled outside, carrying dust that could strip flesh from bone. He had maybe an hour before the worst hit. Hut.One had survived 43 storms in 5 years. He would survive this one too. The agricultural engineer pulled his emergency supplies closer to the sleeping area. 3 days of food, water recyclers, backup power cells. Everything he needed to wait out the storm alone. Just like always. The sensor alarm chimed. Something was moving outside. Hut.One frowned at the screen. 6 heat signatures, humanoid but larger than human. They were heading straight for his hut. Fast. He grabbed his jacket and opened the outer door a crack. The wind nearly ripped it from his hands. Through the swirling dust, he saw them. Tall figures moving with purpose despite the wind. They were running toward him. Hut.One made a decision. He threw the door wide open and waved. The figures reached his door just as the first lightning struck nearby. They rushed inside, and Hut.One fought to close the door behind them. When he finally sealed it, he turned to face his unexpected guests. They were aliens. 6 of them, all female, all nearly 7 feet tall. Their skin had strange luminescent markings that glowed softly in his dim lights. They wore armor made of materials he did not recognize, and carried weapons that hummed with energy. One of them was bleeding badly from her leg. The tallest one stepped forward. Her face bore scars, and her eyes studied him with intensity. She spoke, and his translator implant processed her words. Human male, we need shelter. The storm caught us far from our ship. Hut.One nodded quickly. You can stay. Let me help your injured friend. He moved toward the bleeding one, but another alien blocked his path. This one had sharp eyes and a hostile expression. Stay back from her, human. Bora, move, the tall leader said. He offers help. We accept. The hostile one called Bora stepped aside but watched Hut.One carefully. He knelt beside the injured alien and examined her wound. It was deep, probably from some creature's claw. She was young, her markings less bright than the others. What is your name? He asked her gently. Soman, she whispered, pain in her voice. Okay, Soman. This will hurt, but I can help. Hut.One pulled his medical kit from the wall and began cleaning the wound. The aliens watched in silence as he worked. His hands were steady. He had done this before many times for himself. You live here alone? A curious voice asked. Hut.One glanced up at a younger alien with bright, interested eyes. Yes. 5 years now. 5 years? Alone? The alien seemed shocked. How have you not died? Humans are good at surviving, Hut.One said simply. He sealed Soman's wound with synthetic skin and gave her a painkiller. There, rest now. The tall leader watched him with new interest. I am Hana, leader of this hunting pack. These are my sisters. Bora, you have met. The curious one is Yuna. Our medic is Mire, our warrior is Jiwoo, and you have helped Soman. I am Hut.One. Welcome to my home. He stood and moved to his small kitchen area. Are you hungry? I do not have much, but I can share. The aliens exchanged glances. Hana nodded. We accept your hospitality, Hut.One. He prepared food while the storm grew louder outside. His hut shook with each gust of wind, but the walls held strong. He had built them to last. The aliens found places to sit, their large forms making his space feel very small. Hut.One served them synthesized protein bars and vegetables from his hydroponic garden. They ate cautiously at first, then with more interest. This is good, Yuna said, surprised. Human food is better than I expected. Thank you. Hut.One ate his own small portion. He would need to ration carefully with 6 extra mouths to feed for 3 days. Why do you live alone? Mirai asked. She had a soft voice and observant eyes. This seems dangerous for one person. I am terraforming this planet, making it ready for human colonies. My team was supposed to help, but they died 3 years ago. A plague. I stayed to finish their work. Silence fell over the group. Even Bora's hostile expression softened. You honor your dead by continuing their mission, Hana said quietly. This is admirable. The storm raged harder now, lightning flashing through the small windows. Hut.One checked his monitors. We will be here for 3 days. The storm is very strong. 3 days in this small space? Jiwoo spoke for the first time. She was muscular, with fresh scratches on her arms. with a human male? Is that a problem? Day-Wan asked. Among our people, males do not live alone. They are protected, kept safe. Seeing you here alone in this hostile place? Yuna paused, studying him. It is strange, interesting. Humans are different, Day-Wan said. He did not know how else to explain it. Yuna moved closer to Bora and whispered something. Day-Wan's translator caught part of it. I saw him first. He is mine. Bora pushed her away gently. Do not be foolish. He is just a human. But Day-Wan noticed the way they all looked at him now. With curiosity, maybe even respect. He did not understand why, but something had changed. You should all rest, he said. I have blankets. It will be cold when I reduce power to conserve energy. Hana nodded. We thank you, Day-Wan. You did not have to help us. Many would have left us to the storm. That would be wrong, Day-Wan said simply. You needed help. I could give it. That is enough reason. He distributed blankets and prepared sleeping areas. The aliens settled down, but he noticed they positioned themselves around him, as if protecting him. It felt strange, but not unwelcome. As the lights dimmed and the storm screamed outside, Day-Wan lay awake. 6 alien huntresses in his home, 3 days ahead. He had survived storms, loneliness, and loss. He could survive this too. But something told him this storm would change everything. Outside, lightning split the sky. Inside, Yuna watched the human male who had welcomed them without fear, who had helped Somin without hesitation, who lived alone in a place that would kill most creatures. She whispered to herself, I saw him first. The storm had only just begun. Morning came with no sunlight. The storm covered everything in darkness. Day-Wan woke to find 6 pairs of alien eyes watching him. It was unsettling. Good morning, he said, sitting up. Did you sleep well? You snore, Jiwoo said bluntly. I apologize. Day-Wan stretched and moved to prepare breakfast. The hut felt even smaller in daylight. 6 large aliens and 1 human made for cramped conditions. He prepared a simple meal from his limited supplies. The huntresses ate quietly, but he felt their eyes on him constantly. It made him nervous, so, Hana said after eating, You should know why we are here. We were hunting a Ravager Queen. Day-Wan paused. A Ravager Queen? Those are extremely dangerous. Yes, it has been attacking our colony ships. We tracked it for 6 days before the storm caught us. Hana's expression darkened. We must finish the hunt when the storm ends. That creature is 15 meters tall, Bora added. It has killed many of our warriors. We are the best hunters in the fleet, but even we struggled. And yet you came here alone? Mirai asked Day-Wan. To this planet where such creatures live? The Ravagers are rare. I have only seen one from a distance. Day-Wan checked his monitors. I avoid them. Humans are not strong like you. We survive by being smart and careful. Yuna laughed. Smart and careful, yet you opened your door to 6 armed aliens during a deadly storm. That does not seem careful. Day-Wan smiled slightly. You needed help. That was more important than caution. Interesting, Yuna said. She moved closer to him. Tell me, Day-Wan, do you have a mate? A family? Yuna, Hana said warningly. What? I am curious about human customs. No, Day-Wan answered simply. No mate. My family is far away on Earth. I chose this mission because I wanted to make a difference. 5 years alone, Mirai said softly. That must be difficult. Sometimes. But the work helps. Day-Wan pulled up images on his monitor. See, when I arrived, this was dead land. Now I have created soil that can support crops. In 10 years, humans can build cities here. The huntresses gathered around the screen, studying his work. Even Bora looked impressed. This is one human's work? She asked. Yes. Well, I had my team for the first 2 years. But yes, mostly mine. Impossible, Jiwoo said. This would take a team of 20 warriors many years. It did take many years. 5 of them. And it is not finished. Hana studied him with those intense eyes. Your people must be very determined. We are. Determination is how humans survive. Day-Wan returned to the kitchen area. More food? I can make something better for lunch. You do not need to serve us, Hana said. We are not your guests. We are intruders. You are both. I choose to be a good host. Day-Wan began preparing vegetables from his garden. Besides, cooking keeps me busy. Yuna sat near him, watching his hands work. You are different from what I expected. We were told human males were weak, helpless, needing constant protection. Some are. Some are not. Humans are diverse. He glanced at her. Are all Velikari females warriors? No, Mirai answered. I am a medic and scientist. Bora is a scout. Yuna is a navigator. But all females of our species learn to fight. We must protect our males. Your males cannot fight? They can, but they are precious, rare. We have 3 males for every 20 females. They are kept safe, protected, treasured. Hana's tone suggested this was obvious. To risk a male in combat would be unthinkable. Daewon processed this. That must be difficult for your males. Always being protected, they are content. They have everything they need. But no freedom, Daewon said quietly. Silence fell. The aliens exchanged glances. Freedom to do what? Bora asked. To die? To suffer? Freedom to choose, to risk. To achieve. Daewon stirred his cooking pot. Without risk, there is no growth. Without challenge, there is no pride in success. Humans think differently, Jiwoo observed. Yes, very differently. The storm shook the hut. Daewon checked his readings and frowned. Wind speed increasing. This might last longer than 3 days. How long? Maybe 4. Possibly 5. He looked at his food supplies. I will need to reduce portions. We can survive on less, Hana said immediately. You need your strength. So do you. You are injured and far from your ship. We share equally. Daewon served the meal. Besides, I have survived on less before. They ate together. The conversation slowly grew more comfortable. Soman was feeling better. Though she still favored her injured leg, she thanked Daewon again for his help. You have a gentle touch, she said. Like our healers. I learned because I had no choice. Out here, alone, I must be my own doctor. Do you ever regret staying? Mirai asked. After your team died? Daewon was quiet for a moment. Every day, but I regret the idea of leaving more. They believed in this mission. I will finish it for them. You honor them well, Hana said. There was respect in her voice now. The afternoon passed with more conversation. Jiwoo challenged Daewon to test his strength. She wanted to arm wrestle. He knew he would lose, but accepted anyway. The Huntresses gathered around as Daewon and Jiwoo locked hands. Her grip was strong enough to crush steel. The match lasted 15 seconds before she won easily, but Jiwoo did not mock him. Instead, she looked thoughtful. You did not give up, even knowing you would lose. Why? Because trying matters. Losing is not shameful. Not trying is. More human wisdom, Bora said, but her tone was less hostile now. As evening came, Yuna asked to see his research. Daewon showed her his terraforming data, his plant samples, his climate models. She listened with genuine interest. You understand ecology deeply, she observed. I had good teachers, and 5 years to learn from mistakes. He pulled up a star chart. Where is your homeworld? Yuna pointed. There, Velikara Prime, beautiful world. Strong winds, tall forests, great hunting grounds. It sounds wonderful. It is. She looked at him curiously. Would you visit if you could? Maybe, when my work here is done. That could be years. Yes. Yuna smiled. You really are different, patient, determined, strong in your own way. Across the room, Mirai whispered to Bora. He showed me kindness when treating Soman. I noticed him first. Yuna claims she saw him first, Bora replied. And what do you think? Mirai asked. Bora was quiet. Then, I think he is more than he appears. Humans may be physically weak, but this one has strength of another kind. Hana overheard them. She said nothing but watched Daewon as he explained his work to Yuna. The human male who lived alone, who survived storms, who honored his dead, who opened his door to strangers. Interesting indeed. Night fell. The storm raged on. 7 beings sheltered together in a small hut on a hostile world, and slowly, carefully, understanding began to grow between them. Daewon gave them blankets again and dimmed the lights. As he settled to sleep, he felt safer than he had in years. 6 deadly alien warriors surrounded him, but he was not afraid. They had become, in some small way, a temporary family. Outside, the storm screamed. Inside, warmth and something like friendship grew. The second day began with a problem. Daewon woke to warning alarms. He jumped up and ran to the control panel. Red lights flashed across the screen. What is wrong? Hana asked, alert immediately. Power surged from the storm. It damaged something. Daewon's fingers flew over the controls. The environmental shields are failing. What does that mean? Yuna asked. It means toxic atmosphere will start seeping inside. This planet's air is poison to most life forms. He grabbed his repair tools. I need to find the breach and seal it. We will help, Hana said. No. The areas I need to check are small. You will not fit. Day-One pulled on protective gear. Stay here. Keep monitoring the air quality. If it drops below 20%, put on emergency masks. He disappeared into the maintenance tunnels before they could argue. The Huntresses stood uneasily watching the monitors. He goes alone into danger, Jiwoo said. This is wrong. This is human, Bora replied. They do not wait for help. They solve problems immediately. Day-One crawled through narrow passages, checking conduits and seals. His flashlight illuminated cracks in the outer wall, 3 of them, each letting in deadly air. He worked quickly, mixing repair compounds and sealing each crack, but more kept appearing. The storm was relentless. An hour passed. Then 2. The Huntresses grew worried. Mirai checked the air quality readings. Oxygen is at 30% and dropping. Should we go after him? Soman asked. He told us to wait, Hana said, but her tone was uncertain. 3 hours. 4. The air quality dropped to 25%. The Huntresses put on masks. 5 hours. Yuna paced nervously. This is taking too long. Something is wrong. He knows what he is doing, Bora said, but she sounded worried too. Finally, after 6 hours, Day-One crawled back into the main room. He was exhausted, covered in chemical residue, his hands shaking, but the air quality was improving. Fixed, he said, and collapsed. Mirai rushed to him. You pushed yourself too hard. You are dehydrated, exhausted. Had to be done. Day-One accepted water gratefully. Could not let the hut fail. Would have killed us all. You worked for 6 hours without rest, Hana said quietly. In toxic air and cramped spaces without complaint. Was necessary. Jiwoo shook her head in disbelief. You humans are insane. Wonderfully, stupidly insane. Do all humans possess this stubbornness? Hana asked. Day-One smiled weakly. We call it hope. If we give up, we die. So we do not give up. Mirai tended to his scraped hands and gave him supplements for the chemical exposure. Yuna brought him food. Soman offered her blanket. Even Bora looked at him with something like admiration. You could have called us for help, Yuna said softly. You could not fit in the tunnels, and you need your strength for when the storm ends. The Ravager Queen still waits out there. Day-One ate slowly. I did what I could do. That is all anyone can do. Hana sat beside him. You are full of surprises, Day-One. I thought I understood humans. Now I see I knew nothing. What did you think we were like? Weak, dependent, needing protection. She gestured at the repaired systems. But you survive alone in a place that would kill most beings. You repair what others could not. You endure what would break stronger bodies. We are not stronger, Day-One said. We are just very, very stubborn. That night as Day-One rested, the Huntresses talked quietly among themselves. He saved our lives today, Mirai said. Without those repairs, we would have died in our sleep. He did not hesitate, Jiwoo added. Just went to work. 6 hours of hell, alone. This is how humans survive, Bora said thoughtfully. Not through strength or speed. Through persistence. Through refusing to quit. Yuna watched Day-One sleep. He is beautiful in his way. Not like our males, soft and protected. He is hard. Tested. Strong where it matters. Many of us notice, Mirai said quietly. He does not seem to notice our interest, Soman observed. He thinks we are just being friendly. Yuna laughed softly. Foolish human. Does he not see how we watch him? Hana cleared her throat. We do not claim. We are claimed. This is our way. If there is to be anything, he must choose. And if he chooses, Jiwoo asked, then we will see. Hana looked at her pack. But we will not fight each other over him. We are sisters first. Always. They nodded in agreement, but each of them glanced at the sleeping human with private thoughts. The next morning, Day-One felt better. The storm continued, but his repairs held. He taught the Huntresses about human survival philosophy over breakfast. We plan for the worst, he explained. Everything has backup systems. If one thing fails, another takes over. Redundancy keeps us alive. Show us, Bora said. He took them through his hut, pointing out clever designs. Water recyclers with 3 separate filtration systems. Power cells that could be recharged 6 different ways. Food storage in multiple locations. Tools that served multiple purposes. You thought of everything, Mirai said, impressed. Had to. No supply ships, no rescue. If something breaks, I fix it or I die. Day-One showed them his repair supplies. This is why humans survive. We prepare, we adapt, we fix. Your people must be excellent engineers, Bora said. Many are. We have to be. Day-One pulled up educational files. This is what human children learn. Basic survival, basic repair, basic medicine. We assume everyone must take care of themselves. The Huntresses were fascinated. Their culture was different. Specialists handled each task, but humans were generalists knowing a little of everything. Inefficient, Bora noted. Flexible, Day-One countered. One human alone can survive. One specialist alone cannot. He is right, Hana said. This is why they spread across the galaxy so quickly. Each human is a complete unit. They need less support. Yuna sat close to Day-One, asking questions about everything. She wanted to understand humans better. He answered patiently, enjoying her curiosity. Mirai noticed him wincing occasionally. Your hands still hurt, a little. We'll be fine in a few days. Let me make something to help. She examined his plant samples and mixed a salve from 3 different species. Try this, Day-One applied it. The pain faded immediately. That is amazing. How did you know which plants to use? I studied your botanical database last night while you slept. Your notes are very thorough. Mirai smiled. You are a good teacher, even without knowing it. As the day passed, the group grew more comfortable with each other. They shared stories, compared cultures, learned from differences. The storm raged outside, but inside there was warmth and growing friendship, and maybe, just maybe, something more. Evening came. Day-One checked the sensors out of habit. Then he froze. What is it? Hana asked, seeing his expression. Movement. Something large circling the hut. The Huntresses gathered around the monitor. A massive shape moved through the storm, barely visible through the interference. The Ravager Queen, Bora whispered. She followed us here, Jiwoo said grimly. Day-One watched the creature circle. She is testing our defenses. Looking for weaknesses. Can she get in? Soman asked nervously. I do not know. My hut was built to withstand storms, not monsters. Day-One began checking his defenses. But I will make sure she cannot. The Huntresses prepared their weapons. The hunt had found them. The Ravager Queen circled the hut throughout the evening. Everyone watched the sensors nervously. The creature was patient, testing different approaches, probing for weaknesses. Why does she not attack? Soman asked. She is intelligent, Hana explained. Ravagers were created as bioweapons in an ancient war. They think, plan, hunt. This one has survived many battles. She knows when to strike. Day-One studied the creature's pattern on his monitors. She is waiting for something. Maybe for the storm to weaken or for us to make a mistake. How long can your defenses hold? Bora asked. Against the storm? Days against her? Day-One shook his head. I do not know. She is much stronger than wind. The night passed slowly. No one could sleep with the creature outside. They took turns watching the sensors, weapons ready, but the queen never attacked. She just circled like a predator studying prey. Dawn brought no relief. The storm continued and the queen remained. Day-One rationed out breakfast silently. Everyone was tense. We should talk, Yuna said suddenly. Sitting in fear helps nothing. Let us share stories, distract ourselves. Good idea, Hana agreed. She looked at Day-One. Tell us more about your team. The ones who died? Day-One was quiet for a moment. Then he began to speak. There were 8 of us. Scientists, engineers, dreamers. We came here to make this dead world live. It was dangerous work, but we believed in it. His voice was soft with memory. The plague came from contaminated equipment. We did not know until too late. They died within weeks. And you survived? Mirai asked gently. I was off-site, testing soil samples. When I returned, they were already dying. I tried to save them, but I did not have the right medicine, the right knowledge. Pain crossed his face. I held each of them as they died. They made me promise to finish the mission. The Huntresses were silent, moved by his grief. So I stayed. 5 years alone, working every day to fulfill that promise. Day-One looked up. Some days I wanted to quit, to go home. But then I would remember their faces, their hope, and I would keep working. Hana stood slowly. You honor your dead with action. This is sacred to my people. We have a ceremony for such things. May we perform it for your fallen friends? You would do that? It would be our honor. The Huntresses gathered in a circle. They began to chant in their own language, a deep resonant sound that filled the small hut. They swayed together, their movements precise and meaningful. It was beautiful. When they finished, Day-One found tears on his face. "Thank you." They would have appreciated that. What were their names? Yuna asked. Day-One told them. 8 names. 8 lives. The Huntresses listened and remembered, honoring humans they had never met. "Now you tell us something," Day-One said, wiping his eyes. "Why are you hunting the Ravager Queen? You said she attacked your colony ships." "Yes," Hana replied. 3 ships. Hundreds dead. Our people are trying to establish a new colony in this system, but the Queen prevents it. She must be killed before our people can be safe. This hunt is my last chance," she continued quietly. "I am pack leader, but I have failed 3 times to kill the Queen. If I fail again, I will be exiled." "That is harsh," Day-One said. "That is necessity. A leader who cannot protect her pack is no leader." Hana's expression was hard. "I will kill her or die trying." "We will all die together if needed," Jiwoo said fiercely. "This is our oath," Bora spoke next. "I should confess something. I am not just a hunter. I am also a scout for our military. I was sent to observe human colonization efforts, to see if humans would be competitors or allies." "And what have you decided?" Day-One asked. "That humans are formidable in unexpected ways. You are not warriors, but you are survivors. You adapt to anything. You never give up." Bora looked at him directly. "I will report that humans should be courted as allies, not feared as enemies." "I appreciate that." Mireille went next. "I must confess my fascination with you, Day-One. Among our people, males are soft, gentle, kept from hardship. You are the opposite. Hard, tested, independent. It challenges everything I was taught about what males should be." "What should males be?" Day-One asked curiously. "Protected, cherished, given everything they need so they never suffer." Mireille smiled sadly. "But I see you, and I wonder if we protect them too much. If we take their strength by never letting them struggle." "Struggle builds character," Day-One said. "Pain teaches lessons. Risk makes victory meaningful. Maybe your males would be happier with more freedom, even if it means more danger." "That is a dangerous thought," Hana said. "It would change our entire society." "Maybe that is needed." They talked long into the day. Each huntress shared something personal. Yuna spoke of her desire to explore beyond her people's borders. Jiwoo admitted she was tired of fighting. Somin revealed she was on her first major hunt and terrified of failure. "I am the youngest," Somin said. "I have much to prove. When I was injured, I thought the pack would abandon me." "We never abandon pack sisters," Hana said firmly. "I know, but I also know I am a burden now. My leg is not fully healed. I will slow you down when you fight the Queen. Then you will support from a distance," Day-One suggested. "Provide covering fire, watch for threats, coordinate the attack. Being unable to fight directly does not make you useless." Somin looked at him gratefully. "You are kind. I am practical. Everyone has value. We just need to find the right role." As evening approached, Day-One noticed something concerning. The Huntresses' injuries were not healing properly. Even Somin's sealed wound looked inflamed. "Mireille, look at this." He showed her the medical scanner readings. "Your cellular regeneration is much slower than it should be. The wound was deep. It will take time." "No, I mean all of you. You are healing at maybe 30% normal speed." Day-One frowned. "Something is interfering with your biology. Can you fix it?" Hana asked. "Maybe. Let me think." Day-One pulled up his botanical database and studied his plant samples. He knew these plants well after 5 years. Some had unusual properties. He worked through the night while the others rested, mixing compounds, testing reactions, applying his knowledge of Earth biology to alien physiology. It was risky, but he had an idea. By morning, he had created a thick paste from 3 different plants. "Try this. It should accelerate your cellular regeneration." "Should?" Bora asked skeptically. "I am an agricultural engineer, not a doctor. I am guessing based on similarities between your biology and the organisms here." Day-One held up the paste. "But I am fairly confident." Mireille examined it, then applied some to her own minor wound. Within minutes, it began to heal visibly. Her eyes widened. "This is remarkable. How did you do this?" "Life adapts through similar mechanisms. I have been studying everything on this planet for 5 years. Your biology is not so different from local organisms. I just found the right compounds to trigger your healing response." He treated all their injuries. Even Somin's deep wound began healing rapidly. The Huntresses were amazed. You should not be able to do this, Mirai said. Our best scientist could not create this. They did not have 5 years living with these plants. Knowledge comes from experience. Day-One cleaned his equipment. Besides, humans are good at borrowing solutions from nature. We call it biomimicry. The sensors chimed urgently. Everyone turned to the monitors. The Ravager Queen was attacking. She struck the outer defenses with tremendous force, tearing at the reinforced walls. Alarm screamed through the hut. She knows we are weak from the storm, Hana said grimly. She has chosen her moment. What do we do? Yuna asked. Day-One's mind raced. The creature was too strong for his defenses. They needed something else. Something unexpected. I have an idea, he said. But you will need to trust me. We trust you, Hana said without hesitation. What is your plan? Day-One began explaining, his voice calm despite the chaos. The Ravager Queen struck again, her massive claws tearing at the outer wall. Metal screamed and bent under the assault. Day-One watched his monitors as red warnings flashed everywhere. She is testing different points, he said quickly, looking for the weakest spot. We should go out and fight her, Jiwoo urged, gripping her weapon. No, Day-One said firmly. The storm is still too strong. You would be fighting her and the weather. You would die. Then what do we do? Bora demanded. Wait here while she tears our shelter apart? We make her regret attacking. Day-One's fingers flew over the controls. Hana, I need your weapons. Jiwoo, bring your power cells. Mirai, help me with the chemical storage. They moved quickly, trusting him despite their confusion. Day-One began connecting systems in ways they were never meant to be connected. What are you doing? Yuna asked. Improvising. Humans are very good at this. He linked power cells to the outer fence system. This will electrify the entire perimeter. Not enough to kill her, but enough to hurt. The Queen struck again. Closer this time. The whole hut shook. Faster would be better, Hana said calmly. Working on it. Day-One activated the electrical system. Outside, the fence blazed with energy. The Queen's next strike met charged metal. She roared in pain and pulled back. It worked, Soman said, relieved. For now. But she will adapt. They always do. Day-One moved to his next improvisation. Bore out your sonic weapon. Can I modify it? For what purpose? Ravagers have sensitive hearing. If I amplify the frequency and broadcast it through external speakers, it will disorient her. Bora handed over her weapon. Do not break it. It was expensive. Day-One worked quickly, connecting the weapon to his communication array. He set it to emit a high-frequency pulse. The sound was inaudible to them but devastating to creatures with enhanced hearing. He activated it. Outside, the Queen shrieked and thrashed, confused and in pain. Brilliant, Miri said with admiration. Temporary. She will get used to it or destroy the speakers. Day-One was already planning the next defense. Yuna, help me with the chemical barriers. They worked together, mixing fertilizers and industrial compounds into a caustic solution. Day-One rigged it to spray from emergency vents around the hut's perimeter. When she attacks again, this will burn her skin. Not badly, but enough to make her think twice. The Queen had recovered from the sonic assault. She approached more carefully now, learning. She struck at the electrified fence with a thick piece of debris, avoiding direct contact. Smart. Here she comes, Jiwoo warned. The Queen bashed through part of the fence and lunged at the wall. Day-One triggered the chemical spray. Caustic liquid covered the creature's hide. She roared and retreated, her skin smoking. 3 defenses down, Bora noted. How many more do you have? As many as I can think of. But Day-One knew they were running out of options and supplies. The battle continued for hours. The Queen attacked repeatedly, each time learning from her mistakes. Day-One countered with increasingly desperate measures. He used flash charges to blind her. He vented hot steam to create barriers. He even used his precious food supplies to create slippery pools she had trouble navigating. The Huntresses helped with everything, following his instructions precisely. They combined human ingenuity with alien warrior instincts. Yuna proved excellent at predicting attack patterns. Bora's tracking skills helped them anticipate the Queen's movements. Mirai mixed compounds faster than Day-One could think of new ones. Even injured Soman contributed, monitoring systems and calling out warnings, but the Queen was relentless, and stronger than any defense Day-One could create. She is going to break through eventually, Hana said quietly. Your defenses are clever, but she is too powerful. I know. Day-One checked his remaining resources. Almost nothing left. I have one more idea, but it is dangerous. Tell us. The hut has emergency plasma vents. They release superheated gas to prevent system overload during storms. If I open them all at once, I can create a wall of fire between us and her. Do it, Jiwoo said immediately. Wait, it will drain all remaining power. We will have maybe 12 hours of life support left. The storm will not end for another full day. Silence fell over the group. 12 hours of air. 24 hours until the storm ended. We will suffocate, Soman whispered. Probably. Daewon admitted. But if the queen breaks through now, we die anyway. At least this way we buy time. Maybe the storm will end early. Maybe rescue will come. Maybe is not a plan, Bora said. Maybe is all I have left. The queen hit the wall again. A crack appeared in the reinforced material. One more strike would breach it. Do it, Hana commanded. We trust you, Daewon. If this is our only chance, we take it. Daewon activated the plasma vents. Outside, superheated gas erupted from ports around the hut. A wall of flame 50 feet high surrounded the structure. The temperature inside rose dramatically. The queen, caught in the inferno, screamed and fled into the storm. The fire burned for 10 minutes before Daewon shut it down. When it cleared, the queen was gone. But so was most of their power. Life support at 12 hours, Daewon confirmed. His voice was steady, but his hand shook slightly. I am sorry. I could not think of anything else. You saved us, Yuna said firmly. For now, that is enough. They gathered in the center of the hut as the lights dimmed to conserve power. The temperature began dropping rapidly. The Huntresses' natural body heat helped, but it would not be enough for long. So we wait, Jiwoo said. And hope. We wait, Hana agreed. Together. As hours passed and the air grew thin, they huddled closer for warmth. Daewon found himself surrounded by alien warriors who had become something more. Friends. Maybe even family. Tell me about Earth, Yuna said softly. I want to hear about your home. So Daewon talked. He described blue oceans and green forests. Cities that touched the sky. Billions of humans living, loving, dreaming. He talked until his voice grew hoarse, until breathing became difficult, until the cold made his teeth chatter. The Huntresses shared their own stories. Tales of Velikara Prime, of hunts and victories, of sisters and honor. They talked to stay awake, to keep fear at bay, to hold on to life a little longer. I am glad we found you, Mirai said. Even if this is the end, I am glad we met. Me too, Daewon whispered. The air grew thinner. The cold more intense. Daewon checked the time. 8 hours since the plasma vent. 4 hours of air left. Still no sign of the storm ending. I need to say something, Yuna said suddenly. All of us do. Daewon, you should know. We are not just grateful to you. We have feelings. Deeper feelings. We have been competing for your attention, Mirai admitted. Like foolish younglings. You're what? Daewon was confused through his oxygen-deprived haze. They are saying we find you attractive, Hana said bluntly. That we wish to court you in our way. But we did not want to overwhelm you. All of you? Yes, they said together. Daewon did not know what to say. 6 alien huntresses, beautiful and deadly, interested in him. It seemed impossible. I am just a human. Just an engineer. I am not special. You are very special, Soman said softly. You are kind and brave and strong where it matters. You saved us multiple times. You never gave up. We understand human customs are different, Hana said. If you do not feel the same, we will respect that. But you should know the truth. Daewon looked at each of them, at Yuna's curious eyes, at Mirai's gentle smile, at Bora's respectful nod, at Jiwoo's fierce grin, at Soman's grateful expression. At Hana's strong presence, I do not know what I feel, he said honestly. This is all very new. But I know I care about all of you. You are not just strangers anymore. That is enough, Hana said. For now, that is enough. They settled back into silence, holding each other against the cold. Outside, the storm raged. Inside, 7 beings waited to see if they would survive the night. The air grew very thin. Breathing became hard. Daewon's vision blurred. Then through the haze he heard something. A sound beneath the storm. Engines, do you hear that? He whispered. The Huntresses listened with their sharper hearing. Ships, Bora said. Multiple ships approaching. Rescue? Soman asked hopefully. They waited, barely breathing as the sound grew closer. Help was coming. Maybe. The engines grew louder. Daewon forced himself to the monitor, his movement slow from oxygen deprivation. The screen showed 2 ships descending through the storm. 1 human, 1 Velakari. They found us, he whispered. Relief washed through the group, but they were not safe yet. The ships could not land in the storm. They hovered above, sending down emergency supplies through armored tubes. Oxygen canisters thumped onto the roof. Power cells, medical supplies, food. The ships could not reach them, but they could keep them alive until the storm ended. Day-One connected the oxygen tanks to his life support. Fresh air flooded the hut. Everyone breathed deeply, gratefully. Color returned to their faces. The immediate danger had passed. "Thank you," Day-One said to the ceiling to the rescuers above. "Thank you." The ships maintained position overhead, protective and watchful. Their sensors would warn if the Ravager Queen returned. For the first time in days, the group could relax. "We are not going to die," Soman said, almost laughing. "I really thought we were finished." "Humans do not give up," Jiwoo said. "And apparently neither do we." As warmth and oxygen restored their strength, the reality of their situation settled in. They had survived, together, and they had 12 more hours until the storm ended and they could leave. 12 hours to talk. To finish what they had started. Hana broke the silence. "Day-One, earlier we spoke of feelings. We should discuss this properly now while we have time." "I am not sure what to say," Day-One admitted. "Your culture is very different from mine." "Explain your culture," Mirai suggested. "Help us understand. Humans usually pair in 2s, 1 male, 1 female, or sometimes 1 male and 1 male or 1 female and 1 female. We call it marriage or partnership. It is exclusive usually. 1 partner for life?" Yuna seemed surprised. "What if you love more than 1 person?" "Then it becomes complicated. Some humans have multiple partners, but it is not common. Most choose 1. Our way is different," Hana explained. "Velakari females often share males because males are rare. A pack may have 1 or 2 males that all sisters care for. It is not considered strange." "And the males are happy with this?" Day-One asked. "They are pampered and loved by many." "Why would they not be?" Bora said. "But you are not Velakari. You are human. You may prefer your way." Day-One thought carefully. "I am not opposed to your way, but I need to understand something. You said you compete for me. Does that mean you would fight over me?"
"No," Hana said firmly.
"We are pack sisters. We do not fight each other. If you chose one of us, the others would accept it. If you chose several, we would share. If you chose none, we would remain friends. What you make it sound simple." "It is simple. We respect your choice. We respect each other. That is all that matters." Yuna moved closer to Day-One. "I will be honest. I am very interested in you. You are unlike anyone I have met. Smart, brave, kind. I would be honored to court you." "As would I," Mirai added. "You showed me that males can be strong in ways I never imagined." Bora spoke next. "I am a soldier. I respect strength. You have strength of will, of mind, of spirit. That is rare and valuable." Even Jiwoo nodded. "I thought you were weak at first. I was very wrong. You have my respect and my interest." Soman blushed but spoke. "You saved my life and treated me with kindness. I am young and have little to offer, but I would try to make you happy." "Finally, Hana. I am pack leader. I do not often admit attraction, but you have proven yourself exceptional. I would be proud to call you mate if you wished it." Day-One felt overwhelmed. 6 incredible beings all expressing interest in him. It seemed unreal. "I need time to think about this," he said honestly. "Not because I am not interested, but because I want to be sure. I do not want to hurt anyone." "That is wise," Hana said. "Take your time. We are patient. Can I ask something?" Day-One looked at each of them. "Why me? You are warriors, explorers, leaders. You could have anyone. Why a lone human engineer?" "Because you are real," Yuna said simply. "Not protected or sheltered. You live in the world as it is. You struggle and survive and grow. That is attractive to us. Our males are soft," Mirai explained. "Gentle and kind, yes. But they have never faced hardship. They do not know struggle, you do. You have been tested by life and did not break. You honor your dead," Hana added. "You keep your promises. You protect others even at cost to yourself. These are the qualities we value most. Plus you are cute," Jiwoo said with a grin. "Small but cute," everyone laughed. The tension eased. They spent the next hours talking more casually, sharing stories, learning about each other's worlds. Day-One learned about Velakari courtship rituals. They were straightforward and practical. much like the aliens themselves. If someone was interested, they said so. If both parties agreed, they courted. If it did not work out, they remained friends. We do not play games, Bora explained. Life is too short for pretending. I like that, Day-One said. Humans often make things complicated. Do you want to know what we find most attractive about you? Yuna asked. Sure. You do not need us. That is rare for males of any species. You survived alone for 5 years. You will survive alone after we leave. You do not need protection or care. She smiled. That makes choosing to be with you a choice, not a duty. That is very appealing. Day-One had never thought of it that way. So my independence makes me interesting? Very much so. Dependent males are boring. We care for them because we must, but you? Being with you would be an adventure, not a responsibility. As the hours passed, Day-One found himself relaxing with the idea. These were not delicate beings who needed him to be something he was not. They were strong, capable, amazing individuals who liked him for exactly who he was. I have a question, he said. If we did this, if I chose to be with you, how would it work? I have my mission here. You have your lives elsewhere. We could visit, Mireille suggested. Our ship travels this region regularly. We could stop here often. And when your terraforming is complete, Hana asked, then I go where I am needed next. Another planet, another project. Day-One looked thoughtful. I am good at my work. I will always have missions. We could travel with you sometimes, Yuna said. Our pack hunts across many worlds. We are always moving anyway. So it would be a relationship of visits and reunions? Day-One considered this. That could work. I am used to being alone. Having people to look forward to seeing would be nice. Then you are open to the possibility? Soman asked hopefully. Yes, I am open to it. But let us survive this storm first. Deal with the Ravager Queen and then see how we feel. Fair. Hana agreed. The final hours passed in comfortable conversation. They learned each other's favorite foods, favorite stories, dreams for the future. They laughed and teased and grew closer. When the storm finally began to weaken, Day-One checked his monitors. 2 more hours. Then the ships can land safely. What about the Ravager Queen? Bora asked. The ship's sensors show no sign of her. Either she fled far away or she is hiding. She will return, Hana said grimly. She always does. We must finish the hunt, but not today, Day-One said. Today you rest and recover. The Queen can wait. You care about our safety? Mireille observed with a soft smile. Of course I do. You are important to me. Day-One said it without thinking, then realized what he had admitted. The Huntresses exchanged pleased glances. Important to him. That was something. When the storm finally ended, the ships landed near the hut. Human and Velakari rescue teams emerged, bringing supplies and medical equipment. They were shocked to find everyone alive and relatively healthy. How did you survive? The human captain asked Day-One. We thought you were dead for sure. Stubbornness, Day-One replied. And very good company. The Velakari commander approached Hana. Pack leader, we tracked your emergency beacon. We are glad you are safe. What are your orders? We rest today. Tomorrow we hunt the Ravager Queen. This ends now. Day-One watched as both crews worked to repair his hut and resupply him. The Huntresses stayed close, helping where they could. They moved as a unit now, including him in their formation naturally. Something had changed during the storm. They were no longer strangers. They were something more. What exactly, time would tell. But for now they were together, and that was enough. Dawn broke clear over the plains. The storm had passed, leaving the world washed clean and still. Day-One stood outside his repaired hut, breathing air that no longer tried to kill him. The Huntresses prepared for battle. They checked weapons, studied maps, planned strategies. The Ravager Queen was out there somewhere. The hunt would continue. You should stay here, Hana told Day-One. This is our fight. She attacked my home. That makes it my fight too. Day-One loaded his equipment. Besides, I know this terrain better than anyone. I can help. You are not a warrior, Bora argued. No, but I am good at solving problems. And that queen is a problem. He looked at Hana. Let me help, please. The pack leader studied him for a long moment, then nodded. You have earned the right to join this hunt, but you stay behind us. Understood? Understood. They moved out across the plains, tracking the queen's trail. Bora led, reading signs invisible to human eyes. The creature had fled south toward the volcanic region where Day-One had never explored. She chose difficult terrain, Bora noted. Smart. She knows we are coming. Hours of tracking led them to a rocky canyon. The Queen's trail disappeared into a cave system. She is inside, Yuna said, waiting for us. Then we go in, Jiwoo said, gripping her weapon. Wait. Daewon studied the cave entrance. This is a trap. She wants us to follow her inside where we have no room to maneuver. What do you suggest? Hana asked. Daewon looked around thinking. Then he smiled. We do not go in. We bring her out. And I know how, he explained his plan. The Huntresses listened, then grinned. This is crazy, Bora said. It might work, Mirai added. It is definitely human thinking, Yuna laughed. Let us try it. They spent 2 hours preparing. Daewon used his equipment to create what he needed. The Huntresses positioned themselves according to his plan. When everything was ready, they began. Daewon set up sonic emitters around the cave entrance, the same ones he had used to defend his hut. He activated them at full power. High-frequency sound flooded the cave, unbearable to sensitive Ravager hearing. The Queen roared inside, furious. But she did not emerge. Phase 2, Daewon said. He released smoke grenades into the cave, thick, choking smoke. Then he added the chemical compound he had mixed earlier. The same caustic solution that had burned the Queen before. Inside the cave, the Queen thrashed and screamed. The combination of sound, smoke, and chemicals made her prison unbearable. She had 2 choices, endure it or come out. She came out. The Ravager Queen exploded from the cave, massive and terrible. 15 meters of biomechanical horror, scarred from many battles, enraged beyond reason. She saw the hunters and charged, but they were ready. Bora and Yuna had positioned themselves on high ground. They opened fire with energy weapons aiming for the Queen's eyes and joints. Jiwoo and Somin flanked, drawing her attention, keeping her turning and confused. Mirai deployed her medical knowledge for war. She released spores into the air, the same paralytic agent they had used in Daewon's hydroponics bay. The Queen breathed them in and her movements slowed. Hana waited for her moment. When the Queen's guard dropped, she struck. Her blade found the creature's throat once, twice, 3 times, each strike precise and lethal. The Queen staggered. She turned toward Hana, trying to strike back. Daewon acted without thinking. He activated one of his terraforming devices, a seismic hammer meant for breaking rocks. He drove it into the ground near the Queen's feet. The ground erupted. The Queen lost her balance and fell. In that moment of vulnerability, all the Huntresses struck together. Energy weapons fired, blades cut. The Queen's roar became a gurgle, then silence. The Ravager Queen lay dead on the rocky ground. The hunt was over. The Huntresses stood panting, covered in the creature's strange blood. Slowly they began to smile, then to laugh. They had done it. After 3 failed attempts, after so much death and suffering, they had succeeded. Hana looked at Daewon. You used a terraforming tool as a weapon. I used what I had. He was shaking from adrenaline. Is everyone okay? They checked each other. Minor injuries only. Nothing serious. They had survived. The human helped kill a Ravager Queen, Jiwoo said, shaking her head in amazement. They will never believe this story. We all killed her, Daewon corrected. Together, Hana agreed. She gripped his shoulder. You are pack now, Daewon. You have hunted with us, bled with us. That makes you one of us. The word made Daewon's heart swell. Pack. Family. Belonging. They returned to his hut as heroes. The rescue team celebrated. The Velikari commander formally thanked Daewon for his assistance. The human captain offered him a medal, which he declined. I just did what needed doing. That night, as both crews celebrated, Daewon found himself surrounded by the Huntresses once more. They sat together under the stars, exhausted but content. So, Yuna said, you have had time to think about us. About what we discussed. Daewon had thought about it. A lot. During the hunt, he had realized something important. These beings were not just attracted to him. They understood him. They valued the same things he valued. Courage, loyalty, persistence, honoring the dead. I have a counter-proposal, he said. I cannot choose just one of you. It would not be fair, and honestly, I care about all of you in different ways. So you choose all of us? Mirai asked hopefully. If you will have me, but on certain terms. Daewon looked at each of them. I need my work. I need my independence. I will not be kept or protected or confined. We do this as equals or not at all. We would not want you any other way, Hana said firmly, and it cannot be permanent immediately. We need time to see if this works. To learn each other. To grow together. He smiled nervously. This is all very new to me. To us as well, Somin admitted. We have never courted a human before. So we try, Yuna said. We visit when we can. We communicate. We see where it leads. Exactly. Bora stood and formally extended her hand. Then we have an agreement. You are Pack. We are yours. Let us see what future we can build together. Daewon shook her hand, then each of the others in turn. When he reached Hana, she pulled him into an embrace that would have broken a weaker being's ribs. Welcome to the Pack, Denkeeper, she said softly. Do not make us regret this. I will try very hard not to. The celebration continued into the night. Daewon found himself passed between the Huntresses, each wanting time with him. They talked about futures and possibilities. They made plans. Mirai wanted to study Earth biology with him. Bora wanted to show him her homeworld. Yuna wanted to explore new planets together. Jiwoo wanted to teach him combat, even though he would never be strong. Somin wanted to learn terraforming. Hana wanted everything, but would settle for regular visits and long conversations. As the twin moons rose, Daewon stood on the plains he had called home for 5 years. Behind him his hut, before him the land he was transforming. Around him 6 incredible beings who had chosen him. He was not alone anymore. 3 months later, Daewon's hut looked different, larger. The Velikari had built an addition, a place for them to stay when they visited. And they visited often. Yuna came most frequently, helping with research and talking for hours about discoveries. Hana visited for tactical planning sessions that turned into long dinners and longer conversations. Bora brought gifts from distant worlds and stories of her missions. Mirai collaborated on biological research, and they published papers together. Jiwoo arrived with fresh scars and wild stories. Somin came to learn and stayed to help. The human colonies began arriving. Daewon's terraforming work was succeeding ahead of schedule. Soon there would be cities on this world. He had fulfilled his promise to his fallen team, but he had gained something too. Something he had not expected when he chose to stay alone on this hostile planet. He had gained a family. Strange, alien, wonderful. They challenged him, protected him when he needed it, and gave him space when he did not. They understood his need for work and independence, and he understood their need for pack and purpose. It was not a traditional human relationship. It was not even a traditional Velikari relationship. It was something new, something that worked because they chose to make it work. One evening, as Yuna and Mirai helped him plant new crops, Bora called from inside. Daewon, Hana is calling. She wants to know if we are coming to the homeworld next month for the ceremony. What ceremony? He called back. They are honoring us for killing the Ravager Queen. You too. You are officially recognized as an honorary pack warrior. Daewon laughed. Him a warrior. The academic engineer who had never wanted to fight. But he had fought. For his home. For his pack. Tell her yes, he said. We will be there. Yuna smiled at him. Look at you. Denkeeper warrior mate to 6 Huntresses. How does it feel? Daewon looked around. At the growing fields. At the distant construction of new human settlements. At the Huntresses who had become his family. At the life he had built from loneliness and loss. It feels like home, he said simply. And it did. Not the hut. Not the planet, but this. The connections. The love, the belonging. Home was not a place. It was the people who chose to be with you. Who saw you at your worst and stayed. Who celebrated your victories and mourned your losses. Home was pack. As the sun set over the plains, painting the sky in colors of amber and gold, Daewon stood surrounded by those he loved. 7 beings from 2 worlds making something new together.